Your thoughts have been running the show for too long. They whisper doubts, amplify insecurities, and create stories that aren't even true. But what if, instead of being pulled along by the current of your mind's chatter, you could step back and watch those thoughts as they pass by, untouchable and irrelevant? Imagine the freedom in no longer being at the mercy of your own mind. In this video, we're not just talking about quieting your mind, we're talking about mastering it. We'll delve into 6 transformative steps that will not only help you overcome negative thoughts, but will also shift your entire relationship with your mind. Through Eckhart Tolle's teachings, you'll discover how to break free from the mental noise and tap into a space of profound peace and clarity. Ready to explore how to liberate yourself from the mental clutter once and for all? Let's get started. These 6 steps not only offer practical strategies for overcoming negative thoughts, but also invite you to awaken to the present moment, the only moment that truly exists. Let's dive into these transformative practices that can help you reclaim your life and find lasting peace. Recognition of cognitive distortions is the first step. Have you ever taken the time to observe how your mind has the ability to exaggerate difficulties to an extraordinary degree? It's possible that you've been in a circumstance where a seemingly insignificant obstacle has the potential to escalate into a full-blown catastrophe in your imagination. This phenomenon is referred to as cognitive distortion, which is the tendency to think in terms that are excessive and all or nothing. Eckhart Tolle says that the mind performs its functions in a manner that frequently results in the creation of unwarranted pain. Tolle states in his book, The Power of Now, that the primary cause of unhappiness is never the situation, but rather your thoughts about it. When we participate in thinking that is all black and white, we fail to recognize the subtleties and complexity that are present in the world. In the event that a friend does not immediately respond to a text message, for instance, it may cause one to have ideas such as they must be upset with me, or they no longer care about me. The way of thinking that is being described can result in feelings of anxiety, insecurity, and unwarranted emotional upheaval. According to Tolle, the most important thing to do in order to overcome this is to acknowledge these distortions as soon as they make their appearance. Make sure you are aware of the thoughts that are exaggerating the issue and question the reality of those thoughts. To determine whether or not this notion is founded on reality, you should ask yourself, is this thought a product of my mind's interpretation of the situation? First step toward regaining your peace of mind is to acquire the ability to differentiate between the facts and the narrative that your mind is telling you. Expanding your capacity to handle stress is the second step. What kind of a reaction do you have when life places obstacles in your path? The human experience is inextricably linked to feelings of stress, discomfort, and anxiety. Yet, the manner in which you respond to these emotions can make a significant impact. What Eckhart Tolle tells us is that the key to actual power is the ability to be present in the moment, regardless of the events that are occurring around us. In his book, A New Earth, Eckhart Tolle argues that the pain that you create now is always some form of non-acceptance, some form of unconscious resistance to what is. Whenever we put up a fight against what is occurring in the here and now, we bring about suffering that is not necessary. Being able to tolerate and handle painful emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them is what we mean when we talk about having a crisis tolerance. Learning to pause, take a few deep breaths, and then return to the here and now is a necessary step in this process. In order to avoid reacting rashly to stress, you should take a moment to halt and center yourself. Take note of the sensations that are occurring in your body. Is your heart beating quickly? Is there tension in your shoulders? If you are experiencing these body indications, it is a sign that your stress levels are rising. You are not your thoughts or feelings, according to Tolle, who emphasizes this point. When you are aware of this, you are able to remove yourself from the mental confusion and observe it without being embroiled in it. When you are feeling stressed, make an effort to bring your attention back to the here and now. Pay attention to your breath, the feeling of your feet on the ground, or the sounds that are occurring in your environment. It is possible that this straightforward act of awareness will assist you in regaining control and responding with clarity, rather than reacting from a place of fear or anxiety. Third step is to change your perception, or said otherwise, to reframe the problem. Changing the way you interpret the circumstance is one of the most effective strategies to change negative ideas into positive ones. One option is to view a difficulty as an opportunity for personal development rather than a barrier that stands in the way of your progress. When it comes to the need of transforming your perspective from one of lack and limitation to one of openness and opportunity, Tolle's teachings emphasize the significance of this transition. In the book, The Power of Now, Tolle makes the following statement: "If you get the inside right, the outside will fall into place." What this means is that you can change your exterior reality by altering the state of mind that you are experiencing internally. Asking yourself, "How can I reframe this situation in a way that empowers me?" is a good question to consider when you are confronted with trouble. Take, for instance, the scenario in which you are confronted with a financial obstacle, such as being unable to apply to the school of your dreams. Make the decision to reframe the loss as a challenge that can lead to new chances rather than focusing on the loss itself. It is possible for you to submit an application for scholarships, search for financial help, or even work part-time while you are attending school. You are able to regain control of the situation and transform it into one that empowers you when you change your perspective from one of defeat to one of opportunity. The sage advice of Tolle serves to remind us that inherent within each and every problem lies the germ of a potential solution. By shifting our perspective on the difficulties we face, we can transform ourselves from a state of helplessness into one of creative action. Step 4. Strategies for self-soothing and coping. Negative thoughts frequently set off emotional responses that might produce feelings of being overpowered. It is not necessary to repress them in order to triumph over them. Rather, it is necessary to engage in self-soothing methods that assist in the regulation of your emotional state. We are encouraged by Eckhart Tolle to examine our feelings without passing judgment on them, and to refrain from getting caught up in the drama that is produced by our ideas. According to the teachings that are found in Tolle's book, A New Earth, the moment you become aware of the thought, the emotion, or the reaction, you are no longer. This indicates that you have the ability to distance yourself from them and watch them as if you were an outside observer whenever you find yourself having unpleasant thoughts. Because of this awareness, a distance is created between you and the thought, which gives you the ability to pick one of several possible responses. Deep breathing is currently considered to be one of the most efficient methods for self-soothing. The practice of taking slow, deep breaths can be helpful in calming the nervous system and bringing back into the present moment when thoughts of negativity cause you to feel anxious or afraid. The practice of grounding, which entails concentrating on one's physical feelings, is yet another effective strategy. You could try putting your feet firmly on the ground, feeling the texture of an object in your palm, or even hugging a loved one or a pet. All of these activities are beneficial. The lessons that Tolle teaches us serve to remind us that although we are unable to control our feelings, we are able to regulate how we react to them. Through the practice of practices that help us to calm ourselves, we are able to cultivate a sense of inner serenity that enables us to maintain our equilibrium in the face of adversity. Fifth step is to let go of your judgment. Do you frequently pass harsh judgments on yourself? A significant number of individuals are constantly confronted by their inner critic, which serves to remind them of their inadequacies and errors. Because of Eckhart Tolle's teachings, we are encouraged to let go of judgment and to cultivate patience with ourselves. It is his contention that judging, whether it be of ourselves or of others, is a type of resistance to the moment that we are currently experiencing. It is written by Tolle in his book, The Power of Now, that you are not your mind. Consequently, this indicates that your views, judgments, or faults from the past do not define who you are. The act of judging oneself results in the formation of a fictitious sense of identity that is founded on the narratives and interpretations of the mind. Our suffering is proportional to the degree to which we identify with these judgments. Engage in the discipline of observing your thoughts without affixing any labels to them in order to free yourself from judgment. Rather than thinking, "I am a failure," you can make an effort to just notice the notion without any identification with it. It is important to remind yourself that you are not your ideas, and that you have the ability to pick the thoughts you want to let into your life. When you let go of judgment, you make room for self-acceptance and harmony in your life. The sixth and final step is to communicate your thoughts and emotions. Expressing one's negative ideas is one of the most effective strategies to let go of such feelings and let them go. Whether you do it through writing in a journal, having a conversation with a loyal friend, or engaging in creative activities, expressing your emotions can assist you in processing and letting go of negative emotions. While Eckhart Tolle places a strong emphasis on the need of silence and stillness for achieving inner peace, he also recognizes the significance of expressing one's feelings in a manner that is beneficial to one's well-being. Tolle argues in his book, A New Earth, that the more you are focused on the outer, the more you forget the inner aspect of yourself. Taking this into consideration, it is possible to interpret it as a reminder that although external expression is significant, it must originate from a point of inner awareness. It is important to approach the expression of your feelings and thoughts from a point of presence rather than from a state of unconscious reaction. When it comes to expressing oneself, journaling is among the most powerful methods available. It is possible to get perspective and release your ideas and feelings from your mind by writing them down and putting them in writing them down and putting them in writing. If you find that writing is not your preferred means of communication, you might want to attempt expressing your ideas verbally to a reliable friend, or perhaps recording them in a voice memo. Changing your connection with negative ideas is the key to overcoming them altogether. Eliminating negative thoughts entirely is not the goal of this process. You can break free from the cycle of negativity and recover your inner peace by detecting cognitive distortions, establishing distress tolerance, reframing situations, practicing self-soothing, reframing situations, practicing self-soothing, releasing judgment, and expressing your feelings. These are all ways to break away from the loop. Through his teachings, Eckhart Tolle offers a powerful framework that enables one to transcend the mind and embrace the present moment as the route that leads to genuine liberation. You have the ability to build a life that is not dominated by your ideas, but rather guided by your higher self, if you put these 6 steps into action. Tolle is quoted as saying, "The power of now is a power that is always available to you." Keep this mantra in mind. Your ability to transform your thinking, discover inner peace, and live a life that is in alignment with your actual essence is within your reach. If you want to continue on your journey of self-discovery, make sure to subscribe to this channel to assure living more in the present moment. Reply with the word "now" in the comments if this message resonated with you and if you want to continue growing in the future. Also, consider giving this video a like or sharing it with someone who might benefit from a gentle reminder to slow down in life and be more awake.